each other, empower their own businesses. So, without saying much, I will invite the first speaker to take us right into our first session. Thank you. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Oh, you're welcome. Let's interact. Let's exchange numbers and then everything. So, my name is Mr Lumbiya. I run a company called Mr Lumbiya, which is putting that young man's shapes. Those are our uniforms. I trade in retail, that is mobile phones, accessories. We also do repair of mobile phones, computers, and most of these electronic gadgets. We are located in Livingstone, opposite Old Shoprite. I'm sure most of you are familiar with our town. It's located along Kapondo Street. There where you find those women who sell fresh vegetables. Next to the farmers, that is our store. That's one of our stores. So, basically, my task is very easy. Is to encourage each other to talk to that person and learn from each other in one or the other. I'll touch a bit on my life. I was born in the Wakula province, in Sanford district. And then when I was 5, I lost both parents. So it was a situation whereby this relative takes you for some time, another one comes. So as a result of those movements, it took me about a number of years. I enrolled in the one when I was 13 years old because of challenges. So the first person who got me, the young sister to my grandmother in short, instead of putting me into school, early in the morning I used to be given paraffin to sell around. That was my responsibility. Just in the morning paraffin. And you know those days paraffin, especially in our villages, it was the main source of light. I was there for about 2 years, 3 years. I was gotten in Kabwe. Also Kabwe, instead of being taken to school, it was something else. Another relative got me, Lusaka. There actually it was even worse. Because the only question that I could be asked was now Samba, without considering the part of taking me to school. So, one of my relatives, again, got me. She's the one who was more concerned actually. But this person is growing up. Why isn't he going to school? Until the age of 13. Actually, it wasn't easy because when the teacher looked at me and said, this one is too old, he can't start grade 1. First of all, provide us with this under 5. And in the villages, where can you find under 5? So, I had to be taken to Mulowezi just to go and start grade 1 there. It was more easier to get to Mulowezi, to be enrolled, and then I come in town with a transfer. That was the strategy that was used. So everything went on well until I started grade 1. Then the second term I was transferred, I came in Livingstone. And the primary school where I started in Livingstone is Linda West. This time is primary and secondary school. So even though I enrolled in the one. No uniforms, no shoes. But the teachers would encourage me in one or the other, continue pushing. Imagine from grade 1, I had my first shoe in grade 5. And I cannot share the experience of June when you are barefooted going to school very late. No uniform. So in grade 5, my grandmother got me my first shoe. Now the awkward is that first shoe was I didn't have a shoe for a long time. My grandmother wasn't also sure about my size. Okay? So I remember vividly that time I was wearing size 5, but my grandmother got me size 9. And then I had to go, gaining the courage to complain, but I thought to myself, this is my first shoe. So I gathered my strength, went to my grandmother, told her that I really appreciate about this shoe. It's a nice one, I love it. But the size, it's quite big. So I would appreciate if we can go and exchange from so that I get my size. And by then actually, there wasn't even a meal at home. So the suggestion that came from my grandmother was that let's just sell this shoe to my first shoe. You know, it was rough. At the end of the day, I didn't even know how that meeting ended. But I got out with my shoe. So I would do actually, I started making plans where I put. I think if some of you have worn a big size, and I'm sure you understand how you can extend your leg. So, but I never lost focus. I always had to focus on my school. Grade 7, I think I was the highest at that time, and I was accepted at St. Raphael Secondary School. Still at St. Raphael Secondary School, actually the first term, I had to start negotiating because I knew that the school fees, it won't come on time. But there at St. Raphael, the moment I got my results, the grade 7 results, I had to start doing a bit of my piecework. I bought a shirt. Another family member got me trousers. But for grade 8, I had a new shoe this time, with the correct size. But school fees was still a challenge. So, and where we used to stay that time, it was in Dambwa side. So, I would walk from Dambwa side to St. Raphael's, to and fro. Every day, to and fro. So what I used to do was, if the teachers are going around to inspect those who haven't paid, I would have, the moment, because everyone knew that, everyone would look at me. How many haven't paid here? Everyone knew that, this one. See. So I would stand up, instead of going home, I would just go maybe behind the toilet there. And when I noticed that the teachers gone out of my classroom, then I would. And my fellow classmates would say, "What's your home teacher?" No, that's my business. I'm not reporting to them. So who are going to I'm happy you know that information. But my comeback student would say, "You can't help me another one." So I would always defend myself. I frequently used to go to the headmaster to tell him that, look, my students are this. There's no money for school. but I didn't want to drink from this cup of education. So this is not my school, you tell me, and we don't have bursary programs here. The key is for you to pay. So I wrote, actually, even my grade 9, there were a lot of Congolese. The only payment I remember making was an exam fee. Because that one, I had really to go flat out to negotiate for people to consider helping me with paying the exam fee. Because I knew that if I don't pay the exam, I'm not going to write my exam. So, grade 10, went back to Central. Though, you know, Central was very competitive. I never got the number one I got from a primary school. They were also very strong boys there. Grade 10, term 3, that's how I had to approach the Catholic priest. And he told him my situation. Lucky enough, he accepted and gave me the condition to say, I will only be releasing school fees to you once you bring your results. So, actually, that priest actually made me to work extra hard because I knew that if I go with poor results, the priest, I won't have an institution at school next year. So, I kept on pushing. Grade 11 at St. Raphael's. Grade 12, actually. There was a gentleman who was running a taxi at school by then. So, my first business was to order, because at St. Raphael's, when you go in the morning, when you're coming from places like Dambo, you can't go back at lunch because at 14:30 that time we used to go for prep. So I had to bank a bit of some money and started ordering sweeted, not those sweeted, those packages where there's a lot of flavors in it. So I would pass through the wholesalers in town, order my sweeted, and the first one really went well. By lunchtime, the box was empty. I sold everything out. Now, I was getting 50% profits from one packet. So, next day I ordered another packet. It sold out also. Until I had the capital to order 2. So, the gentleman who was running a tax shop, I think the parents maybe told him that you're not contributing at school, you can abandon that business of owning a tax shop. So that's how, because he saw me doing something, he approached me and said, my father has told me to stop this. So if you can buy it, it's up to you. At first I looked at the stock that was there and I looked at my capital. They were the difference was just too much. So I had to negotiate. Until I was I didn't even pay him right away. The first thing that I started was to negotiate. How much are you going to value these things? If I valued them. Now what if I start selling, then I'll be paying you? He accepted. So I bought a business through negotiations and started paying the capital that he left, my debt. Until finally, it was cleared. So what I would do is, because there were already some stocks there, the demand for sweeted went high. Everyone in school now knew me that. Actually, even the name almost changed to sweeted. So, after my capital started growing, I introduced another product, and that was buns. So, because people loved fresh, there were others, these women used to come from the compounds who used to bring vitumbua, bread, and my buns. But I had to look at what is the general complaint of the learners who are buying the funds. The complaint was that Vinkaranani, so Silipe Kamushe, I hope there's no one who doesn't understand Bemba. So they used to complain to say, these are old, so they don't taste nice. So the strategy I started using was, very early, I would go to bakery, Leo Bakery, order fresh buns, and hey, within a blink of an eye, I would sell. So I used to sell very early in the morning at school, break time and lunch. So I stopped complaining at home for lunch money. So the other day my grandmother saw a taxi coming to pick me. By then the capital had grown. I wouldn't carry the bands on my own, even to go and get a taxi or whatever it is. So I negotiated. Actually, the gentleman that I negotiated with on transport, I think he will be joining us in this conference. From lack of paying for school fees, walking long distances, now the taxi started picking me. I go and order in the morning fresh buns, I take to school. Until, I think by then that's when I even had to buy my first mattress. Or else I was still in the people started getting surprised. Do you go for work or for school? I think I go for school. So the capital grew until finally that's when we had to write the grade 12 exams and left Central Court. But again, the realities of society came, because now I had no source of income, and the priest had done his part. He sponsored me up to grade 12, and up to now I did appreciate him. Now, I knew that college won't be easy. I knew that fact. So, I started applying for jobs. I remember I wrote a lot of application forms, but there was no response from any of them. Until I had to travel to Lusaka, started going into industries. So my first employment was at Sidico, that company that sells seeds. Now the job that I got was I don't know how we call it, carrying off-roading the maize from the truck to the storage. So it was a very hard job. But I had very little choices. I had to accept that job. And I would walk from Matero up to somewhere industrial area. There I go, sir. It was quite hard. And I only worked there about 2 months. I left and came back to Livingston. So, I observed that finding a job back there was very difficult. It was extremely difficult to find employment. So, fast forward, I started my after school now. So start business, I started in 2013. So now, the capital was still very minimal. And by then you just, someone would leave you at their table, they give you the prices, and then maybe you will be topping up. If they've told you that this charger is 15 quarter to sell a customer, maybe 20 quarter, 25, you get a 10. So I used to save that money until I had also to start ordering my own stuff. So inside the shop, the first store, I can say that the first organized building for business that I had to negotiate for sub-renting. There was a gentleman who was renting that store. Then I had to go to him and to plead to say, please, I just need a small space. By then, I also started now learning how to fix phones. So the space that I asked for was just about 1 meter square, just for me to start and attend to my clients. I subrented for about 2 years until finally I had gotten my first shop. From there, I worked alone for about 6-7 months. So after the business started growing, I had to employ another person. So that was the beginning of everything. This time around, I have 3 shops to my name and some business in Choma as well as Monze. So for today, and through the experiences that I've gone through, I've come to conclude that in Zambia, setting up your own business is much easier than finding a job. I hope we're together.
Yes.
In Zambia, setting up your own business is much easier than searching for a job. I'm talking like that from my experience. So, when you look at our country, it's called a developing country. So, developing country, meaning that there are still a lot of opportunities for people in order to achieve the developmental status. So, in whichever industry that you want to go into, there's still lots and lots of opportunities. I can tell you, if we were to carry out a study, maybe we get 2 people the same age, the same education background, the same qualifications, and we tell them to say, we are giving you 6 months, or maybe we are giving you 3 months. You start looking for employment. You start your own business. I can assure you, the one who is going to start his own business will settle fast than that one who is going to look for employment. So, look at the census that has just passed. Look at the crowds. The moment they advertised that advert for census, I'm sure it was shown in almost a lot of media houses. There were a lot of people. And were all those people employed? Only a handful was employed. Now, those people again, they go back to society and start waiting for another opportunity. So, I want to encourage that person who is still on the search for employment. I'm not discouraging you from finding jobs. I'm not, okay? But what I can tell you is that it's much easier to start your own business than to find a job. I can see I've got the honorables here. These are, I've seen them exploring and encouraging a lot of people and employing a lot of youths in their firms. I'm sure they can also attest to me to say, finding a job is very, very difficult. So now, our theme for today's discussion is how to never be jobless. How to never be jobless. Look at my past, the experiences. I had a very rough childhood. Very rough, actually. But today, I'm able to employ a number of youths in my company. The company that I started after, actually it was more like For me, I didn't even plan it, but it was more like a frustration after my applications were not accepted anyway. I don't know if they were accepted or if maybe where I used to write to, I don't know if they even used to open them and read them. I don't know. But I think because of the overwhelming number of people who are in search of employment, maybe that's why I couldn't find those opportunities. So, how do you position yourself in today's situation as a country? How do you stabilize your economic situation today in our country? Considering the vast opportunities that are there. Because I can tell you in Zambia, if you want to do farming, you put yourself to that project. Either fish farming, crop farming, anything related to farming. I'll tell you that you are going to make your capital so quick than continuing to start looking for employment. Now, the problem that is there now, why we are so scared of starting our own thing, is the education system that we have in Zambia. The education system, especially to the formation of 1973, the way our education system was set was that you have to go to school, college, start finding a job. Even whenever you ask somebody, say, what do you want to be in future? Maybe it's grade 10, 11 or 12. I want to be a doctor, I want to be an engineer, I want to be a teacher, I want to be a nurse. There are very few people who tell you that I want to start my own business. Because those concepts of opening up someone to start their own business, they are not there in our education system. So there's nothing to drive someone from that mentality of starting their own thing than finding a job. People will complain, and others actually, they even commit suicide because of that. It's very real. According to the stats that came out, Africa is one of the first, in terms of suicide cases, it's on the high. And the age group is between 17 and 25 years there. So, people get stressed because they can't find a job. They look at their qualifications. They look at the response which society is giving them. They are not matching. By the way, after I completed the 12, it took me about 10 years for me to go to college. Right now, I have a degree in education. People always ask me to say, why did you study education? I studied education in order to understand what it takes for you to run a school. So the vision is towards running my own school. And because I've done my first stage of getting the qualification, understanding what it takes, I'm now on the second stage of now mobilizing things and rolling out the project. Right now I haven't rolled it out. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want all of you, or some of you, to come out from that concept, to erase that fear of starting up your own thing. Of course, I cannot say that it is easier. No, it's not. But it takes persistence, resilience, and a lot of sacrifice. Because you might set up something today, tomorrow you find that no customer. If you had borrowed out some money, you get yourself into serious states. But there are strategies that we can use, we can apply in order to set up our own things, our own businesses. So, you cannot just dream and wake up saying, I'll do this. First of all, look at your passion. Okay? Where does your passion take you? For those who have talents, what is your talent? If it's for women, those who know how to braid, how do you start that? You have to be very closer to those people who are doing the type of business that you would want to do. Okay? So, for me, I even encourage people to be volunteers. Okay? If you want to learn how to sew shoes, you cannot just wake up and start sewing shoes. You go to that particular person who is doing that business. You look at the strategies they're using. How do they shape up the shoe? How do they hide the laces? How do they come up with sizes? Now, the mistake that we are doing that, we want, even when we want to learn something from those people, we want to ask them for money. Because I'm educated. Yes, we're educated, but you don't have the skill. The education that you have is very theoretical. You cannot even apply it. So, first thing, learn from those who are already there. Are we together? Learn from those who are already there. And in that regard, there are certain things that we must omit. Okay? Like pressing your salary. No, I'm done. I'm going to do 5. They will just tell you to say there's no job. And they close the chapter. But when you go as a volunteer, you approach somebody. I love what you're doing. Okay? Right now, there's nothing that I'm doing. I just want to be coming. I help you. You send me whatever you want to send me. I don't think there are very few people who can refuse for someone who is just volunteering. There are very few people who can refuse a volunteer. Very, very few people. And you know what happens? The moment you join that particular individual, he will start sending you. Give me that. Sometimes he's busy. No, there's a customer coming. Get that thing from there, put it there, then do this. What are you doing there? You're learning. And then that particular person, most of them, they are humans, okay? If they never used to give even something for lunch, they will see that, but he's doing something. Was it lunch? That is the first stage. Learn from those who are already there. I can tell you, whatever we are doing now, whatever we are learning now, everything, there are people who have done them before. This is why there are books. So, books, they will tell you the experiences they went through and how they overcame those challenges that were along their way. So now, the second thing, the second step that one should take, how to come out from the doldrums of unemployment, is patience. I can tell you, patience is a virtue. The problem that we have is that once we start doing something, we want tomorrow this thing must start showing results. Waenda, nothing. You go again, nothing. Third time, this is not a bad time. Never ring up a Facebook, wanzanga washtafu. So even before you could start trying, you quit because of lack of what? Patience. Lack of patience has costed a lot of people in situations where they were just supposed to come out clean. It has costed them. Because what that does is that 2 days will party away. They are not giving you anything. Another 2 days you are there. Also, you experience the same problem. So by the time you go to the third, fourth person, when you look at the period that you're taking, it's 1 month. Whereby if you are to wait there for 1 month, results would have started coming. Now, because everywhere now will become a pressure. A power manu. A power above. And by the way, yes, live quicker than they come. By the time you realize, you would have wasted a lot of time going around in circles. So, ladies and gentlemen, patience at all costs should be there. I'll tell you one story. There's this mom. She bought about 2 apples. So she told the child to say, "Give me that apple." Okay? And then what the child did was, she got that apple, got a knife, did a slice on the apple. So, and then after a slice, bite that apple. Now, in our culture, what the mama and that's a very serious disciplinary action. So now that mother, he was upset. She was upset in what? But she had to hold on and ask the child to say, "Why did you bite my apple?" And then the child threw the piece that she had taken into her hand and told mommy to say, "Look, this area is rotten. I didn't want you to eat the rotten area." That's how the mom put down. So that mother had to wait first of all to understand why the child did that. But for us who don't have patience, first one, without finding out what really that child is trying to achieve. So, ladies and gentlemen, patience is very, very important in aligning up yourself with society. Are we together? When it comes even to books, you cannot just be getting any book from. There are a lot of people who have written books. You get a book on electricity, today you finish it. Before you could even understand what it takes, you go and study on how to manufacture this before you can even finish it. What are we doing to ourselves? We are wasting time. Time is money. That's what people say. And that is really true, because as you are trying all those things, as you are losing patience, your time is doing what? It's moving. So, I want to encourage each one of us here, ladies and gentlemen. If the mindset, the concept has been always focusing on being employed, I want us to switch. Let's not be like people who are conditioned. Even when situations have changed, you just want to do that. Our brains, in short, they are elastic. They can stretch. And the learning process has never ceased before. Even for people who are beyond 65 years, they are still learning. This drives me to the first aspect, that you should do in order to position yourself to starting up your own business. You must learn how to sell. Are we together? We must learn how to sell. You see, when you look at you must understand your mouth first of all, what you are bringing out. Because even the Bible directs us to say, your tongue can either build you or destroy you. So we must know how to sell. In all the businesses that are all over the world, the concept is one. To do what? To sell. So when you look at that aspect of selling, there are people who are talented to sell, to speak. In today's world, when you look at social media, this is why they really come up with awards to say the most influential person. That person knows how to sell. These politicians that you see, or maybe let me put it this way, I can say all of the most powerful men on earth, they just use the mouth. For example, elections. What skill do we see from the president, from the people who are contesting? It's how they talk to people. And the people would say, that gentleman, that lady, he's speaking so well. So, they wouldn't have come to see how you behave, your character, your what, your activities. No. They will hear what you are bringing out from your mouth. So, our first tool on learning how to sell is training your mind to speak and convince someone. Okay? This is why in most of these businesses, people will tell you to say, for example, even in the hospitality industry, maybe customers would report to the owner to say, that lady on the counter there, on the reception, she is going to kill your business. She's not speaking so well with people. Okay? That's the first time that person is getting in contact with the receptionist. But that customer has seen how that receptionist is talking. It's not something that can build the business. So, learning the language. Language is a very serious skill. As you learn the language, understand also the people that you are targeting. You cannot target elderly people and bring in stories about movies and cartoons. Can they buy new? So, when you go to the internet, in social life, our everyday life, the people that are making it are those that use their mouth wisely, are those that are able to talk to somebody, and that somebody, they convince them to buy into their ideas. So now that skill, doesn't come like a talent, okay? It is earned. You have to work for it. So there are a lot of platforms today where if we have a passion, maybe in acting, if we have a passion in building, if we have a passion maybe in carpentry, you go on either Google, YouTube, whatever. You learn from those who are already in that business and you see how they are marketing their products. Are we together? Let's have a sip. So, having learned how to sell, now, for the school leavers, maybe, for those who are just coming from college, those who are just settling, or those that are still pushing, how to never be jobless. I mentioned in areas to say Zambia is a developing country. So, Zambia has got a lot of opportunities. Okay? So, one of the things that I've seen working to come out of those programs of searching for employment is to learn a craft. So, something that you can do with your hands, okay, that can start to generate you money. It is much easier to approach somebody when you already have some concepts of understanding how certain things are done. Now, I'll tell you something to say. In Zambia up to now, because of the reforms of 1973, where we focused on white-collar jobs, we had to put a blind eye on the crafts. Remember when the Kazungula project commenced in 2013? Those guys, they who were one of the people who saw what was going on that side. And their rule was that they must get the labor from where? Zambia. To start with Kazungula, if there's nothing in Kazungula, they come to Livingstone. So they wanted the welders as well as plumbers. I can tell you, they had to search for those people for about 20, 30 days. They wanted 100 of them. They only managed to get 15, 20. And out of those 15, 20, only 5 had papers. The rest they just went through getting product somebody who's already there. They had to come back and report to say, we have failed to organize these people. The plumbers and welders, we don't have. Can we now go to Zimbabwe and ask for these people because the project can't work? So, look at those jobs. Because of those reforms, we see these handy jobs as if it's dirty. Is that fucking dirty? But that's not what you want. So, what is giving you those sentiments? It's because of the school that you got. When you go to Tanzania, I'm sure some of you have been to Tanzania. In Tanzania, a doctor would be seen in the morning, going to work at the hospital. In the evening, you would find that doctor selling something at a train station or bus station without shame or fear. So, when you ask them closer where they get those things that they are selling, it's on their backyard at home. They've got no shame with that. But can a doctor do that? Go with Gambari bus station. We want to do something that will show people that Asem is a doctor, Asem is an engineer, okay? By even going an extra mile to borrow money, that's to buy comfort, to buy a nice car, so that people can see that this engineer. You see the guy is dying. So, and what does that do to you economically? Because you'll be ending up getting a huge chunk of your salary to pay for the car. Economically, you remain with a very big oh. So let us learn some crafts. Okay? Actually, I'm even told to say, even in jail, once somebody is in prison, they will ask him, Panda kwenye station. So when that person says I was a mechanic, even the treatment will change. Because the police of that will be taking him, maybe if they are in China or they are very well, so they will be going together with that skilled person. So anywhere we are going, anywhere we are, we need to position ourselves with crafts. Something that you can start, even when you don't have capital. Are we together? Ladies and gentlemen, on that note, I really thank you for your attention and thank you so much.
Wow, that was very insightful. You know, it's one thing when somebody comes and tells you things, and it's another thing when somebody comes and actually uses his life and shares their own experiences to show you how they move from a certain level to another one. But just out of curiosity, how many people are writing? Unless it was a test day. Whenever I go to teach, I tell people that life has two exams. Life has academic exams, and it has what are known as life exams. Okay? The beauty with academic exams is they tell you when they will come. They inform you ahead of time. In November, you'll be writing exams. So if you want, you can play from January and start studying in June, depending on how wise or foolish you are. But the exams of life are never announced. Meetings such as these are there to prepare you for the exams of life. Life doesn't tell you that, oh, in 2 months you'll be unemployed, start saving. No. It just expects you to know that you're supposed to save. So let's develop a culture where when we are in a platform such as this, where we can get an education, not a school, an education, let us maximize that opportunity. Can anyone tell us what they remember from what he shared? Even just his name. His name or what he shared. Anyone?
I've learned quite a lot. One of the things I've learned is that going through a hardship opens up your mind, because your mind will be telling you that you have to come out of that situation. And once your mind tells you that, it also opens up your vision. It widens your vision. What is it that you can do to get out of that hardship? And when you have that vision, it also gives you, opens your mind to opportunities, because you want to use those opportunities as a way to get out of those situations. Then you use the available resources that are around you in order to build yourself to get out of that situation.
Thank you. Anyone else? Yes.
For me, I've learned that we shouldn't limit ourselves because of our background.
Yes.
Actually, where we are coming from, our past experience should act as our mentor, our strength to keep on pushing also. And I've learned that if I finish school, I shouldn't only depend on searching for jobs. I should look at other ways of making money, other ways of coming out. Yes. And he also gave us tips on how we can do that. He told us like we should learn from people who are already made it before. You look at them as examples and you push.
Wow. Was that a hand there? Yes, go ahead.
I've also learned quite a lot, but from that, my main thing was that to always be a patient in everything that we want to do. If we have any struggles with, let's say, starting up a business, we shouldn't just give up. So we should continue and be persistent about what we want, to always have a base where we'll be able to market our products, even just our skills, not to be embarrassed about what will give us our income, depending on the level or social status that you have. All you need to do is just to be focused and continue working hard.
No, this is. Yes, go ahead.
What I'm saying is that you should never stop dreaming. If, according to the story that I've heard, if he stopped dreaming, then he would have engaged himself in drugs and other activities. But as a youth at that time, he dreamed and he never engaged himself in those activities. But he dreamed. That's why he even finds sponsors. For sponsors to attract you, you should be determined, confident, show them what you can do. So if you don't show them what you can do, don't complain to them that there is no school fees, there is no money for capital, but show them what is your idea, what is your passion. Then therefore, they're going to help you. God is with you, everyone of us, God is with us. In everything that you do, just be determined, be focused. It's never too early, it's never too late to start dreaming. Thank you.
The only thing I'll tell you is maintain that confidence. It will help you as you go through life. Yes. Yes, sir.
I think one of the things, anyway, he's talked about many things, but I think I'm happy with there are a lot of things that are spoken, but I just want to speak on one thing. He started this business with Sweeted, and that is my most interesting part. Many of the times I think we like to measure on which business we should do. But I believe to say his confidence in business, he started from there. When he made it with Sweeted, I think that built some confidence in him saying, I can still do much more. So I think it's my encouragement to the team here to say, whatever we are doing, whatever, but if we can just build up confidence from there, say, I can still make it from here, and then we can go very far. Thanks.
Yes.
I appreciated from his presentation on the aspect of starting a business, where he said that in Zambia it's much easier to start your own business than to find a job. That was very touching to me, because I've seen a lot of young people who have our own children who have gone through tertiary education. They are home, they are doing nothing. And a lot of young people are spending a lot of time, actually wasting years, looking for jobs. And sometimes even when you try to convince them to start up something different, they'll be like, no, me, I want to be like that one, I want to be like that one. So to me, that really touched me, because I've seen it in my real life. Young people are spending a lot of time looking for jobs, of which if they were to humble themselves and do something different, they would be somewhere by now. And then I was also touched on the aspect that we need to encourage these young people to learn some skills where they can volunteer. They can attach themselves to somebody who already has the skill of what they are intending to do, so that they can learn from that person. They shouldn't just be focused on looking at how much money are you going to give me, how much am I going to benefit from this person. I think we should encourage the young ones to reduce so much on expecting so much from the people they're doing voluntary works for. They should focus so much on the skills that they're going to get from whatever they are volunteering. I was also touched on the aspect of learning the suasion and persuasion language. I think that's very important, because most of the people would want to try entrepreneurship, but they don't have that convincing language, the persuasive language, to convince the would-be clients to say, no, I can provide this service, or I can do this, I can supply this. I think that's what also I'm also looking forward to, that is the aspect of suasion and convincing. Thank you.
Okay, so I was thinking of the way of how we distribute these books. So it seems we found it, right? Let's reward those who are confident. You said you wanted to learn what? The art of persuasion. This is a very good book. It's called The Art of Marketing. So, you answered that one. Who else answered? Was you? Okay. Anyone else? Whoa. Anywhere you go, they'll tell you that one of the most important books you should study on entrepreneurship is How to Win Friends and Influence People. Read it and then you can give me a review.
Thank you, sir.
Alright, so at this juncture, we'll go into the next session. I would advise you to pay a lot of attention because this is a man I've only listened to once, and the teaching that he shared on was a teaching that he gave, I think, 6 months before COVID started. And the title of that teaching was How to Thrive in Tough Economic Times. So it was a very insightful session, very prophetic in nature, and personally it helped me, navigate through those times. So I would ask us to pay a lot of attention and learn as much as we can from this well of wisdom. Allow me to invite Mr. Jobless.
Good morning. Do you know your neighbor you are sitting next to? Huh? Ask them. Ask them, do you want that where? Your worship. Good to see you. How are you, sir? All right. Okay. But why can't we cover this? They're waiting for some people.
And then you can just choose those who can go there.
Those behind me. Help me. Help me. The mama camera in my mind, so be very fast with it. Let's cover this. Some people should come in. Why don't some of them come? There are no elders or deacons here. Unless there are some people we are expecting. Okay. You can find it's good that we are having men. Thank you so much, Brother Kenneth, for inviting me this morning to be part of this discussions today. I recognize Bishop Lumbiya, City Fathers, the former Mayor, Your Worship. When we are from a political background, we recognize certain people. Let's know each other very quickly. I am John Banda. I am an auditor by profession. Used to work for the Office of the Auditor General. I am a farmer by hobby. Nilimako Limako. I am a businessman by practice. I run beautiful cars at Force Park, Choma and Kitwe. I'm the Secretary General for the Southern Province Agriculture and Commercial Show by election. I'm the trustee of the Livingstone Industrial Agricultural Society by nomination.
I am the councillor for Akape Wawati, which is in town by election, and the current deputy mayor for Livingstone by election. So it's important that we know each other. We don't know where we meet. It's important, isn't it? Yes. Then lastly, I am a pastor by calling. Okay. So this morning I thought, the greatest challenge which is in speaking is sometimes you don't know the audience you are going to speak to. Usually maybe it's a mixed grill. Is it business people? Is it career people? So the challenge is not what to speak, but the right thing to speak to the right people. Usually that is the challenge. In another platform, I would have asked what each one of us does, but in this platform, we'll just go ahead and I'll share with us, contribute to what is already going on here. I might not have been here earlier enough to listen to the previous speaker, but from the little I got, and also the contributions from people, I'm able to tell that, okay, this is a mixed grill kind of arrangement. And so I will also contribute my own. I'll talk about the 3 C's for monetary success. 3 C's. Masi yatatu. The 3 C's. This will be like a foundation for monetary success. I deliberately use the word monetary success because success is defined differently, you know that. There are people just, maybe you have a task and you achieve that task, that's success, isn't it? Others, their goal was marriage, that was their prayer point, that was their ultimate goal, they get married, that's success, isn't it? Yeah. Others just to pass exams, it's success. Yeah, but now I have used the word monetary deliberately. So meaning our focus in what we are going to discuss is money, success, okay? So in other words, you could have success in all other areas, but now we zero in on money. Okay? Do this for me. You know that it's money we're talking about. that is the global sign language for money, no matter where you go, isn't it? You go to China, you do this, they will know what you're talking about. You go to Japan, you do this, they will know. It's a global language. So we are going to look at the 3 C's for monetary success. Now this will be a foundation. The 3 C's we are dealing with are the foundation for monetary success. Now you and me know that without foundation you can't build, is it? In fact, without foundation, don't build. So if we are to build ourselves financially, this foundation must be laid. It's very important. You can't avoid it. What I'll be discussing with you, these 3 C's, they are the foundation for any monetary success you are trying to achieve in terms of money. They are the foundation. Foundations determine how far you go, how strong the building will be, the height the building will be. So these 3 C's will determine for you how far you will go with money. Now, usually when we have such meetings, we are not necessarily say you become very rich, but at least we can be able to remove you from being broke. There's a difference there. It makes a difference. Yeah. We are not saying no, that one is now miracle money, and we are not dealing with miracle money. We are talking about at least moving from being broke. Not paper talk time, asking for talk time. At least you move from that level. And you bear fuel, no, at least you should move from there. That's what we are talking about. Okay? There is always a starting point, isn't it? So the foundation we are laying are these three things I'm going to give you. Very crucial. Very, very crucial. If you don't have these three, forget about building. That's what I'm telling you. Forget about it. And I'm glad you have some young people here. It will be good for you. Okay? Can we begin? Number one. C. Number one. Competence. 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 That's the number one C. Competence. Competence, we are talking about what can you do. That's competence. Competence is answering the question of ability. What can you do? That's competence. Competence. What are you good at? That's competence. What are you good at? If I may even turn it, what are you doing? Currently. That's where it begins from. What are you doing currently? Now, wherever you are and wherever you are situated, at least you can have your own answer. What are you doing? Competence. I like what I found. I found him talking about even skills. Okay? So, competence, we are talking about something that you have ability to do with passion. Competence. Skill is one of the areas of competence, and the skill is trained. The skill is trained. So either you can be trained as I heard you mention your plumbing, mechanics. That's a skill, isn't it? So competence, we are talking about what skill do you have? Talent or gift. It's all competence. Our talent and gift are natural, they are inborn. Those are inborn things. Skill is trained. Talent is natural. We've seen footballers. Okay, there are those footballers through much training they can become better. But there are those who are naturally born footballers, isn't it? Yeah, it's a skill. It's a talent. It's a gift. It's a natural thing. Because if something is not in you, you can't. If it's not in you, there's nothing you can do. If you're not a footballer, you're not a footballer. That's simple as that. No matter how much money, for example, India have, they can't win World Cup football, isn't it? They can't. It's not in them. It's not in them. It's not in their DNA. a skill, you acquire it through training, isn't it? And training can be either formal or informal, because you can be trained through, like you mentioned, there are people who, just by being in the garage, they will know how to be mechanics. Yeah. You acquire a skill. The whole idea is, what can I do? Competence. Competence. There are a lot of people who are, especially religious people, they are praying for God to give them opportunities, but they know nothing. Oh, okay. God wants to answer your prayer. Can you drive? No, I don't drive. Okay. Can you make chair? No, I can't. Okay. Maybe plumbing? No. Then how will God answer prayer? I don't understand. I don't understand. Competence. Let me ask your neighbor, what do you do? Oh, please, I am not a motivational speaker, I am real. So, forgive me for how I do. We have to make sure that we are real, isn't it? What do you do? That's it. That's competence. What can you do? So, competence, you can have a career. It's your competence, isn't it? You go to study. Go to school. That's competence. You want to be competent in a certain field. Go to school for it. Now we are blessed differently, okay? Kuliwa jawena mu school see mu DNA. It's true. That's not. You know DNA, isn't it? You know DNA. Yes, you understand DNA, my brother, isn't it? DNA, we are talking about genes, isn't it? The genes that flow in your system or in your family, isn't it? Kuriaja ma genes ya kutu family, school, no, isn't it? So if that is flowing in your family, don't worry, you can still have something else to do, isn't it? That's the point we're trying to make. So don't say because school ya kanga, I am not competent. School is not what you get at that learning institution. No, that is just one of the ways of learning. But actual school is how you use your mind on everyday life. That's actual school. So don't fail in school, Yakuma Examination in Council of Zambia. Then you also fail in the school of life. Because life is a school also. So when we are talking about competence, there must be something that is not in your DNA, but you can acquire it through skill. Even if it's not in your DNA. Are we together? Like I mentioned, in some people's DNA, you can't play football. Some people's DNA, they cannot do well at school. It's in their DNA. But maybe there is something else which they are competent in. You've seen people who are good to, like in Osaka, those who make furniture. Mazezuru, you've seen them in common level. Huh? I don't know about how much school they've gone to, but you can't argue with the product they make. You can't argue. At some point, Supreme Furnitures used to get their furniture from Mandela. Competence. Competence. You've seen welders. There are welders who can employ you who is a graduate. Competence. Competence. So this thing of saying, no, things are not okay, the thing is that there is nothing you can do. That's all. We had an opportunity because of these arrangements which we are in, management for this new hotel says, no, help us find the people who can get Manchito. The question is, the people I know, there's nothing they do. No competence. So, Mr Lumbiya. Mr Lumbiya. look here, there are certain things which as an individual you must have. Okay, at a certain age, by the time you reach 20 or 20, by 20, at least you must have a birth certificate, at least grade 7 in case you have it. At least you must have an account. At least you must have a driver's license. At least, I'm just trying to provoke you. At least you must have a passport. Okay, supposing just now, there's an opening in Namibia. We need 5 people. Can we travel tomorrow? Who can travel? Huh? Who can travel? You have passport, isn't it? Others don't have. That's the point I'm trying to. So there are certain things you must have them as a foundation. Because opportunities, they come at any time. Never get ready, live ready. Because it may be too late. President, cooperatives now apply. That's when people know cooperatives. Now, network, JAMA, machines now are no longer working. Hey, cooperative. Where are you? Are you getting my point? Yes. Live ready. Tell your neighbor, live ready. Okay, tell them, do something. So competence. So the 3 C's I'm giving you, they are the foundation. If you don't have these, forget about money. Forget about it. Now let's understand money, for example. You know the history of money. Money is simply medium of exchange, isn't it? For goods or... Money is simply a medium of exchange. So when there is money, there must be this thing. It's just a medium used to exchange value. That's all. It's a medium. It's just used to exchange value. But when you look at the history of money, barter system, remember? Remember barter system? Oyaleta mbuzi. Oh, nifuna maize, isn't it? Then he exchanges with maize. He brings a goat to the market. There used to be at the market, isn't it? You carry your goat to the market, you leave it there, you start waiting for maize. If someone comes with a bag of maize, oh, I'm looking for maize. Do you want a goat? Oh yes, here is a goat, give me maize. Now as time went by, it became very difficult. Because Vanambo Sushan, imbuzi ya kulisa maningi, sunga nipasa 2 kg. You get the point? So the barter system began to be very difficult. Okay, for example, how will you carry, you want to go and exchange with something very big, how will you carry it to the market? Because it began to be very difficult. So man began to think, how can we still exchange without challenges? That's how money came. Are we together? So money is money made. Money is what? It's very important. It's not God made. Very, very important. Money is money made, meaning you can't pray for it. Oh. You can't pray for it, listen. No, you can't pray to have money and you have it. It's witchcraft. What did you exchange with? Now, if you fail to understand the history of money, you have a problem with money. You have a big one, and it will be running away from you. I have given you the good example. Now, stand here, my brother. Stand here. Come. Stand, come. Now, look. What? He comes to the market. This is the market. Okay? I carry something. Each one must have a product. To go to the market. To go and exchange. Are we together? That's how money is. It's a medium of exchange. So you don't go to this market where people are exchanging goods and services with prayer. You don't do that. So now these people are trading. Then me, I just come. Oh, I am the head and not the tail. I declare and I decree. I am taking over. Now, now, if I come to these people, and then if they are busy, they are selling, they are trading, then I just come. I start going around their shops. Oh, hallelujah, God is on my side. Hallelujah. I even put on tongues. Forget about tongues, in case you are Pentecost. Usually I say sometimes when you speak tongues, be careful. Maybe after prayer, when you say Baba Baba, you are rubbing the prayer. So, how do I was on a branch. Come on, think about it. I was on a branch. You funda. They will call police. There's a man here, but he's claiming our things. Are we together? There's nothing he's selling. He has not brought any product. He is not selling any service, but he's at the market. He's claiming things. He's pointing at things. I claim it in Jesus' name. I claim it in Jesus' name. The police will come and he carry it. Ask your neighbor, is it you? I'm telling you. Money does not answer to religious activities. That must sink in. Here is how it goes. There are only 3 ways. How many? Of getting this money. Because you must do something. I'll just mention it. Number 1, produce something. Produce it? Something. Produce something. Produce something. Number 2, sell something. If you can't produce, sell. You can't produce, sell. If you can't make something, arrange something to sell. Number 3, provide a service. Apart from this, there is no other way. In fact, let me put it this way. That is the only dignified way of getting money. Let me use that word. Dignified. Now, the other way is inheritance. And I'm not talking about here. You call people. Now, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the only dignified way of making this money. Produce something, sell something, or provide a service. Simple. No other way. Hello? Hello? You don't agree with me? Now look here. Sometimes maybe I pray more than you. In fact, in case you want to accuse me that I'm against prayer, maybe I pray against more than you, maybe. But not for money. You don't do that. Okay? Are we together? Money comes by producing something, selling something, providing a service. That's why we are saying competence. What can you do? Now, it is known as courage, isn't it? Let's demonstrate something here. Here is a bride. This is what you call this place? Ecam. Okay? Let's say I am coming from Lusaka, isn't it? He is running Ecam. Huh? A lodge, yeah? Huh? Ecam is a lodge. What is that? From those 3, how do you define that? It's a? And remember the definition of money? Model of who? Exchange. For goods and this? It's a medium of exchange. In other words, don't look for the medium without exchange. So now, I arrive at Ecam, isn't it? I'm looking for a service. He's running the hotel, isn't it? The lodge. Now, my problem is accommodation. I want to sleep. Isn't it? I've just arrived in Livingstone. I want to sleep. What do? I come to Ecam and pay for that service. So there will be an exchange. Are we together? Yes. So, why has he collected the money? He has provided a service. Pani mapempero hapo? Pani kama shale hapo? There is a service he's providing. There is something he's competent in. There is something he's doing, which I am looking for. Because money is simply solving problems. Simple. Solving problems. What problems are you solving? If you are not solving any problem, let me tell you, if you are not solving any problem, forget about money. It's about money. It's about solving problems. So he is solving my accommodation problem. So money will exchange hands. The plumber is solving a problem. The mechanic is solving a problem. The carpenter is solving a problem. The accountant is solving a problem. The doctor is solving a problem. The lawyer. Now, how it differs in terms of amounts is how big the problem. How big? If you solve like tomorrow, make one shower or whatever, it will be 1 kwacha, isn't it? Yeah, Munkoyo, it will be 1 kwacha. You are solving at that level. Are we together? That is why pray till Jesus come. We cannot be richer than the Western world. You know why? They are solving bigger problems. What problems are you solving, Zambia? What problem are you solving? What problem are you solving? Apart from accusing the devil that is a cause of poverty. What problem? What problem are you solving? Nothing. But America, Japan, China, Britain, UK, Italy, France, Australia, they are solving big problems which require big money. That is why, at their level, they can't even enter Zambia. They are investors. Zambia is too small to come in. Do you know that the budget of Coca-Cola is bigger than Zambia? One company. Toyota budget, just for Toyota, just for advertising, bigger than your budget. Why? They are solving bigger. I mean, people solve a problem of how to go in the air without falling down. Nandeke. You think you can compare with such a thing? You think you can compare? Are we together? So, problem solving. So, what are you doing? What are you competent in? What problems are you solving? He has solved my problem. Money has shifted. Ask your neighbor, what are you solving? What are you solving? Or some of you are the one who is a problem. No, it is you we must solve. Are we together? So I want us, as we live here, think deeply. What problems am I solving? Solve a problem. Start from somewhere. Solve a problem. Don't ask for money. Solve a problem. I hate this thing where people, even Mama Church, donation. What kind of mindset is that? Don't send children to look for donation. Send them to go and wash cars. Train people how money transfers hands. We are spoiling our people. So, better you come to me to say, hey, boss, Sinenga Piange Papa. Oh, okay, Piang. 10 kwacha. We exchange hands. Kaya so like a problem come on. Now, him running in the lodge, he realizes, oh, Ujamena Mareta my drinks. What truck? I didn't pay you, isn't it? So this one runs a truck, it supplies drinks to the lodge. What will happen? He'll pay you. He has gotten his money, isn't it? Then him also, oh, my truck. There is a spare part which was missing and I congolated it from an auto shop. So let me pay the auto shop. What is happening to the money? It is flowing. Money has no owner. It flows. That's why it's called currency. flows. Sunga ipemperere to hold it. Flows. Are we together? So it has exchanged the hands here because each one is doing something. The only one who is entitled, that's why it goes to your pastor. You know why it goes to your pastor? He's also solving your problem. When you come like this, your client, yes, he's solving problem. Hallelujah, God is good. He's going to bless you today. I say in your marriage, God will fix your marriage. I say, God will fix my marriage. What is happening? The pastor is providing a service. Don't accuse him. He is providing a service. At that time, only him is working. You are client. That Sunday morning, is it? Or Saturday, whatever day you call it. At that point, him is working, you are customers. Problems are being solved. Spiritual problems, mental problems, emotional problems. So as he tackles those problems, so he also gets that something and takes it somewhere else. Money keeps it flowing. Are we together? So don't look for money. Look for what to do. That is the point. Are we okay? Yes. Does that make sense, sir? Yes. Do something. Do something. Please, I beg you. Oh, sit down. Sorry. Do something. Now, I learned some of these things a long time ago, so as a result, money has not really been a problem to me. I'm not rich. No, I'm not. But actually, to me, true riches is what you own minus what you owe. What you own minus what you owe. That determines your true value. So, even if you are a billionaire, but you are owing billions, you are poor. That's why most of these people you celebrate, they are poor people. There are some of you here, you may look like you are nothing and you are rich. Because you only have 200 kwacha, but you live in Congo. Are we together? So you are rich. Tell neighbor you are rich. I'm talking to rich people. Clap for yourselves tonight. Yeah. So, imagine having more than big cars and big. They're just trying to harass you. But they are very poor. Very, very poor. I know it. I mix with a lot of them. Very poor, under stress. Rolling. Inside they are calling. Inside phones. He even avoids phone calls. But there are no aircon motor. That's poor. That's poor. You can't sleep in your own house. So, what can you do? Do something. That's the point I'm giving you. Do something. You know that school ya ukanga, but at least you have muscles and you call the background and one daughter. Why in politics? Go and start harassing others. That's what happens. I'm telling you. Why are you suffering? If you are suffering, it's your choice. I'm telling you the truth. Nikusanka, nikufuna. Do something. So all the streams which I personally have of income, it's things I'm doing. Yeah. That's why I introduced myself like that, so that you know that I am an auditor by profession. Meaning I did accounts, isn't it? Even as I'm talking now, I'm at University of Zambia. I'm studying. I'm studying now. The reason I'm studying is because of the office now I occupied. I said, okay, fine. Deputy Mayor, now I have a vision. Now this vision, I must do a particular course for this vision. What is this vision 2026? So what do I do? Public administration. So I'm studying public administration. But 2027, but President Wakamba, die na paper so Are you getting what I'm saying? Yeah. Now, please, I beg you, do something. Do something. Yeah. You see, the more you do that, you will discover that actually you even enjoy prayer. Because prayer will not be harassing God. God will rest. God will rest. God will rest. Once I'm accused of prayer. Your problem is not spiritual. Your problem is you. Someone said if you are pointing a finger at others, how many are pointing at you? How many are pointing at you? Who has called you for? Is this one? In the Saint parents. You are pointing, but three are pointing at you. Yeah. In the Saint parent child. But the three is it? Is you. They're pointing at you. Capital. Me is just capital. Full of excuses and shifting blame. But it says, part of my problems are caused by him. 3, it is me. God is a witness. So embrace responsibility. Embrace what? Do something. Is it okay? Number 2. Foundation. These 3 C's will lay a foundation for us to have money. Because without this, we can't have money. So number 1, competence. You must do something. You answer the question, what do you do? Number 2, connections. It answers the question, who do you know? Connections. Who do you know? I'm telling you. Who do you know? I heard you give someone a book, right? Just now. What's the title of the book?
Winning friends and influencing people.
Yeah, winning friends. In other words, when we are talking about connections, we are talking about your social network. Your social what? Your people you know. I'm not talking about people you admire. Hey, you inspire me. Hey, people you know. Can you call that person? That's what I'm talking about. Social network. A wise man said your social network determines your wealth. Your network determines your net worth. Your network. Who you know. Okay? I'm telling you, this is a very powerful key in life. Apart from knowing God, know people. Know people. Life is all about who you know. Life is all about connections. There are people suffering today not because they are not competent, but they lack connections. So, after tackling the first C of competence, now you must have connections. I'm telling you. Because it's possible to have competence without connections, you may still suffer very well. Very well. Peacefully so, you're suffering. With a paper, with a degree. Don't you know that there are people with degrees who are suffering? Maybe some are even here. With a degree, isn't it? So the fact that you are competent does not make you that immediately you'll be successful. No. You can't. You can't. If you are competent, in fact, there are people, some other people, just because of connections, they are making it, even if they are not competent. Could if you do a manchito? I'm telling you. I'm telling you. They are there, isn't it? But because of what? Connections. Connection. Who do you know? Ask your neighbor, who do you know? Let me help you. Let me help you. By who do you know? By connection. Let me help you. It will help you. Scroll in your phone book. Check the names you have. That can show you how far you can go. I'm telling you. Check your phone book. Soprano. How can you make money like that? At least they will help you for choir. That's okay. We are not saying it's wrong. If it's choir, fine. Praise God for that. But that's why I began by saying, let us be. Here I am talking about money that I read it. I know why I was talking like that. So that you don't mix things. We are dealing with cash. Yeah, we are dealing with cash. But even if you can sing and your friends in one choir, we bless God for that. But here is cash we are talking about. So if your network, I forget about cash. But then now, but you'll be suffering very well. Even after you leave the practice, Musa and transport. It will be very okay. You will still enter heaven, no problem. You are entering heaven, but entering in safari. Who do you know? Check your phone book. Some of you, I'm giving you this. When you go home, look, my voice will be ringing in your head. Now, me, I'm not a inferior speaker. Yeah, I'm not. I impact life, so you won't sleep tonight. I'm telling you, I will appear physically in your dream, repeating these things until you change. Are we together? Check in your phone book. Okay, if you let's put it this way: how much can you raise from those names in your phone book? How much? Let's put it that way. Come on, tell us. Someone tell us. How much can you raise? Yes, sir. How much can you have a phone? You have network people? If you say, Doctor, we'll give you an assignment. But 2 minutes to have a phone, how much can you raise? 3,000. Have you seen? That is this network. Because the people you know, now let me say this one. You worship you forgive me, but I'll say. When I was working as an auditor, I tried to get plots in this town. I failed as an auditor. Our office was right opposite the council there. I would cross, what I started to advertise, I would rush. Pay. I paid to the council day. From way back, I started in 1996, 98. Time all those mangoes and whatever, when they were mayors and so on. I tried, I attended interviews. I could not get a plot. Are we together? I could not get, I had the money, but I had no connection. I had no what? I had prayer, sir, but I had no connection. Let me show you. Earthly things are in the hands of men, not God. Am I safe here to say some of these things? Trust me. Okay. Before you accuse me. So, remind me, I'm still going to the mayor. God, when he made the heaven and the earth, in Genesis chapter 1, what did he say in 28? Let them. Let them. That word let them is very crucial. Don't rush to let them have dominion. It says let them. Is it true? Yes. Is it in the Bible? Yes. Do we agree? Let's agree first. Yes. Do we agree? Yes. Let them have dominion. Isn't it? Let them have dominion over the earth. And then, you understand? Let them have dominion over the earth. The word let them, what does it mean? Barricade. I love that one. Barricade. Repeat it after me. Barricade. Okay, tenti kambe mnyanja balekeni. Intonga. Kamubale, Kamubaleka. Inilozi. Amatuere. Now, who was saying that? Answer me, religious people. Who was saying that? So, balekeni. Amuba. Kamuba. Balekeni. To say let them, in other words, you are saying, we will not interfere. I want to help you. You may delay your success if you don't get this truth. God himself says, Baleken, he told the angels, angels, have we made everything? Yes. Are the trees there? Yes. The waters are there? Yes. The rivers are there? Yes. Okay, check the minerals. They're there. Check. Have you put copper? Yes. What about the diamond? Yes. Is gold there? Yes. Oil. Have you checked if there's oil? Yes, we have put. Okay, fine. Is there anything else? No, everything is fine. Animals, they are there. Birds, they are there. Okay, fine. Checklist done. Then he says, now, let us make money. For what? To be in charge. Then after he made the man, he says, now man, here is a gift. What gift? Earth. So God now gives earth to man. And then he tells him, man, be in charge. If we, that's Ambam. Now, can you imagine? You are praying to someone, Anasambam. Can you see how you're wasting time? Can you see how you're wasting time? You are now please, don't abuse prayer. Don't do that. It has a purpose. It has a purpose. It has its place. Now, when you want to abuse, you will take. So, when you are praying, now God is watching. And that's not challenge. Then the angels will also come. Gabriel, come, Michael. Have you heard the at what? Oh God, I need a breakthrough, a financial breakthrough. Oh my God. But no money very near. And then God is saying, I come back. Didn't you put everything back? Then the angels say, let's sit it down. Things are in the hands of men. Okay, you want the scripture? You will go and read. In Psalms 115, go and read. It says the heavens belong to God. The earth he has given to the sons of men. I love that. The earth he has given it to the sons of men. So men are in charge. Men. That is why when you go for employment, the one in charge cannot employ you. Go and report him anywhere. He won't employ you. Go and report him to God, but you're not employed. He's in charge. Men are in charge. So things are in the hands of who? Men. Things are in the hands of who? Men. So in other words, I must know the men who have things in charge of. That's what I'm trying to show you. That is connection. Even the same scripture you enjoy to read. Is it Luke? Offering? Give. Luke 38. Give. Luke 38. Give, it shall be given, isn't it? Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over. Shall men give? It doesn't say shall God give. Go and read your Bible. God doesn't give. I need a kwacha. So go and read that one, Psalm 115 I gave you, verse 16. I saw you were looking for the scripture. Now, after I failed to get clothes, are we together? This man here, I apologize at first, but let me make a point. This man here, in 2009, 06. 2006 you stood. Or 2009 you stood as councillor. 2006. He came to me and he said, we met someone. He says, I'm standing. What you do? I'm standing. Yes, good. No, pray with me. I'm standing. I said, wonderful. And then next he won as councillor. Then 2008, somewhere there, we met again. He said, you know what? I want to go for mayor. So we pray again. Next, he became mayor. Are we together? He became what? Now, social media. Social what? Now, I knew him personally. That's what I'm telling you about. Personally. Not your own there. Personal. He is a person I know. Personal has become mayor. You can go think about music. Social network. So immediately I said, now you are there. Now he directed me how to do it. Kudala, I used to just go. I donated the money to the council. I'm telling you. I used to go with, even I pay with prayer on top, but nothing would work. Until social network, I knew someone. He told me, he said, no, you said they've advertised. He said, no, that's not how it works. Wait until the end, I'll tell you how it works. Don't feel anything. Now, already I knew how it works. I never knew how it worked because I didn't know nobody. I was doing it blind. There are some of you are trying to do things, and yet you're supposed to just connect to the right people who are doing what you're doing. And you have victory effortlessly. We are living in a time of technical knockout now. Not Ushipiki shall win, but a treaty. Technical. On technical points. And I got close. And then I said, take it. I said, I'm getting for my wife. And he said, I appreciate you. A clap for the mayor. Now I am also mayor, isn't it? Yeah. He came to my office also. Social connection. Who do you know? You. Okay, I'll give you a homework. Write down 10 people you feel can help you if you connected with those people in whatever you're doing. Right? If you know them, write down their names now. You now must begin to think of a way how you can connect to those people. Because if you don't do that, you may never. There are people who are found in certain places. Now, some of you just religion in that Christian statement, but me, I'm beyond that. If happens that I'm bad, that's me. Okay? So forgive me for that. In case you are too religious, forgive me for that. If the person I'm looking for is drinking, I'll pass with him. But some of you, if you're not good, you're not strong, don't do it. Don't try it at home, isn't it? Okay? Write down. There are people you need to connect to, and you must find what they love sometimes. And go for what they love. It's a deliberate thing. Success is deliberate. It's conscious, it's not magic, it's not by accident. It's deliberate. Find them. If it's business, find him. Connect. Someone who can supply. I know him, guys. I'm still connections have helped you, my brother.
Very much.
Very much. You were in Dubai. Those are connections.
Yes.
Those are connections. Now sometimes, certain people may not tell you this. They'll just tell you, no, it's a favor of God. My friend, who just helped you? Tell us. Have you seen? That's why I don't like people spiritualize things. When they know, they have a relative who is connected to a certain relative who is a PS, then they got a job. Then from there, they just say, just pray, my brother. Prayer works. Now they are deceiving you. You know nobody. Know people. Know what? Go ahead. Go for it. Know people. Call certain people whom you know can help you. Just create a relationship with those people. You will go very far. I'm telling you. There was a time I was stranded in South Africa. Stranded in the sense of, you know, that limit for withdrawing money. I couldn't withdraw anymore because I had reached the limit. But I needed to pick that cartoon because the truck was leaving in the morning. So what do I do? I was with this brother who stays there, who drives me around. I asked, I said, I need 15,000 now. I top up, I pay this. He didn't have. Okay? I can't blame you. He didn't have. But very spiritual. Very, very, very spiritual. He carries grace. But he didn't have the money. Because money is not grace. Immediately, I said, okay. Now, I did it deliberately that day. There's a lesson I was trying to teach him. I said, let me show you something. I picked a phone call, I put on loud. I called a Chinese friend. He doesn't know Jesus. I called him, I put on loud. I said, can I have 15,000? Then he said, oh, now? I said, yes, now. Okay, send the account. I sent the account. Immediately it was done. Problem? Social network. Who do you know? Lastly, character. And we are done. Character. Remember, I said 3 C's, isn't it? Number 1 is what? Number 2? Number 3? Character. Character, we are talking about self-discipline. Self what? Character. Putting yourself under laws. That is character. Self-discipline is putting yourself under laws. No one puts discipline, self-discipline is you are not doing it for anybody. That's the one I'm talking about, isn't it? You are not fearing anyone. Okay? If you are in business, for example, character is ability to save money. It's a discipline. Isn't it? Because there are people who have no character. To them, money must be spent. Money must be spent. I saw a video from those guys from Kenya. You must spend it. If you don't eat that money. So, to them, money must be eaten. I watched that Tonga guy. Yeah, you watched the Tonga guy who climbed on the stairs. Yeah? And he warned all the neighbors. Mwema neighbor, especially mwauku, mumakamba makorewa. Nindalama zanu, nikafola. I don't know Tonga very much, but I would have loved to say it. He was trying to stress that leave me alone. Let me drink my own. Character. Now, let me put this very clear. Character cannot make you rich. Character sustains your money. That is important. Character does not bring money. Let's be very clear. Character doesn't bring what? I'm sure it's a of character, isn't it? Yes. But is money coming because of character? No. Yeah, there are many people here well behaved, but he broke, isn't it? Very well behaved. Yeah. In terms of behavior, you are more than an angel, isn't it? But he broke. So character does not bring money. That one you must make. That's why Naifa Kaparasta. I knew why. What brings money is those two. So, this is, now look, competence and connections can take you up. Character can bring you down. Are we together? Does that make sense now? Okay. If you don't need life, we are not should not be life. Okay, you know some of these people around. His character there. okay, some musicians, do they have character? Please don't. No. But they have the money, isn't it? Why? Competence. In other words, they have a skill. They can sing. 2, connection. Isn't it? You have heard of any musician who will tell you this one connected me to this one, then boom. Isn't it? They have the money, but they may not have the character. So in other words, that's why I said money can come even if you have no character. Footballers, no character, some of them. No character. Yeah. Another one has just gone as a diplomat. Aristo. Saranja of Brazil. What? Connection. And a degree, I don't know. Connection. And 9. And Brazil. You are of Brazil? Yeah. If you have degree, you have character. Suma itaenda, sukuma moa, sukate kwa nyumba, but you are suffering. Okay, stop.
Wow. That was awesome. Very, very awesome. You know what is very satisfying about this meeting? It is the fact that it is a meeting that has been done from within the concern. That is the best part of it. Look at the wealth of wisdom, the wealth of knowledge that is being shared here. And it is from within. You know, I was thinking to myself, if we were to even organize an event where the only attendees who are there are students or pupils, people like her can speak at this event. Why am I saying this? I am saying this so that we can come to the realization that we have more than what it takes within this city to push this agenda forward. We have more than enough. A lot of people were asking me a lot of questions. First of all, the first thing they told me was, this meeting will not be successful. This meeting will not be successful because no one can pay 150 kwacha in Livingstone to attend an event. That is the mindset that we are trying to break. We are close to 5 kilometers away from town and we are not here to sing or dance, but to just get business, wisdom, and life experience. It is very encouraging. Clap for yourselves. The second reason why this is very important is because there are many more out there who can do what is being done here and share what is being shared here, but they fear. What did they fear? They fear that if I present this event and we don't bring a very familiar or popular face, people won't attend. Imagine we had 20 of these meetings happening at the exact same time throughout the city. It is important that we get to the realization that within this city, we have what it takes. We need to start having meetings where people can just come and network, just to discuss business. Just so that some people can find out, what does this person sell? What does this person sell? What does this person do? When we released the banner for this event, when we released the videos for this event, people kept inboxing me. Are you guys coming from Musab? The pictures were taken by the guard back there. The one who's taking pictures here, and if you need pictures, you can see the videos were edited by this gentleman here. From within the weeks. So it is high time we stopped looking outside and started looking from within. We should not be known as that down. Ito chintu. Mwachifaka pa amount ya so, one $1,000. No. Times have changed. Right? And before I go further, I would just like to say a very big thank you. First and foremost, to every single one of you who has taken time out to attend this event. It is very important. People say time is money. I always refuse. I say time is life. This is a piece of your life that you've deposited here that you'll never get. That's why when we designed this meeting, we designed it in such a way that it should not be a waste of your time. And I believe so far it hasn't been a waste of your time. So I would like to say a very, very big thank you. And I'm going to go to the Okay, I'd like us to start from here. Do we understand that everything that we know, we have to learn? Can we agree on that? Whether through guided learning, unguided learning, in your subconscious state, in a subliminal way, in your conscious state, can we agree that everything that you know, you had to learn? Can we then agree that poverty can be learned? Yes. Can we agree that poverty can be taught? Some people are doubting. There is no single person who was born and there was knowledge already existing in their system. No. Any form of behavior, good or bad, it had to be learned. If it is poverty, it had to be learned. If it is wealth, it had to be learned. If it's failure, it had to be learned. Even bad manners have to be learned. There is nothing that you know that you did not learn. Look at the areas of your life where you have mastered. Look at the areas of your life that are not a problem for you. Look at the amount of knowledge you have in those areas. Look at the areas of your life where you are struggling. Look at the amount of knowledge you have in those areas. I repeat, everything you know, you have to learn. The biggest mistake we make is we substitute schooling for education. So we think the learning is only an activity that happens within the confines of a classroom. So if I sit in a classroom and I'm learning from a teacher and I'm taking down notes, we consider that as an active form of learning. What society teaches us, what society gives us, we do not consider that as learning. Why would people be advertising tractors and on the advert they put a woman there? What is the connection between the woman and the tractor? The downside of this is you can learn things even without your active participation. Because your mind is like a garden. Weeds can grow. Even if all you want is maize from there, but weeds can grow. Have you ever seen people that are stubborn and then you ask them, why like, and then when you need it, then when you need it, it's either when you need it or when you can't, but then when you need it. No. We had to learn. So, if people could get to a point where they can learn how to be jobless, it also means people can learn how to get to a point where they can never be jobless. So then, who truly is responsible for the results that we get in our lives? There are certain things that shock me and also annoy me at the same time. When I look at things like, let's say, ComSave, for example, how that a lot of people can get to a place, be scammed of so much money, and people just vanish like that. And yet, amongst ourselves, without any external influence, we couldn't do that. Where did we learn that? That if we said, you will come here and we are going to distribute free sugar, free mini milk, free what, this place would have been packed with overflows. But if we say, come and learn the processes that facilitate for those same things, people don't show up. We had to learn that. We had to learn it. You cannot control a people, you cannot control a society, you cannot control a country until you control the mental systems within those demographics. And statistics will show you that over 3/4 of people don't think. A small percentage think they are thinking, and then very few think. Question: what guides your daily activities? How often do you sit down and ask yourself, why am I doing this? Why is this one my friend? Why am I doing this particular business? Why am I dating this person? Because before any revolution can take place, there must first exist a mental revolution. Primarily. The interview I was doing with ZNBC, I was telling them that, for example, CDF, I told them CDF was a very great initiative. It is imperative that the money that is within the country trickles down even to the last individual. The issue I had, personally, it may be different with you, is that there were no training systems that were implemented to first work on the minds, to mentally empower them before they were empowered economically. These days you go through Airport Road, you find people jogging. People are eating healthy these days. People are jogging, people don't want to die, they want to be healthy, they want to live for a very long time. Where did that come from? First, there was an avalanche of knowledge that came to emphasize to people that you cannot eat anyhow, you cannot eat anything. You need to be healthy. When that information was saturated, we then started seeing it in what? Behavior, traits, character. Why am I laying this foundation? To let you know that if there's anything in life that you ever want to attain, the first thing that needs to happen is you need to learn that area. You need to invest time to study that area and understand it. You cannot live like that. Why must have us one? Now, my name was of cheating. Now, done, and then to be cheating. No. I was teaching students at St. Ramos. I told them that one of the most powerful words in the English dictionary is just the word why. If you're ever going to do anything, just ask yourself why. Sometimes it will expose you to how foolish what you're trying to do is. Just like, why am I doing this? And when people hear us talk about entrepreneurship, they think, oh, these guys are against employment. No. There are over 9 types of income. If the one you choose is employment, which is end income, and it works for you, that's fine. If it doesn't, find a side hustle. But the problem is, when all you have is a hammer, everything looks like what? Nails, right? Mm-hmm. So the ones who are in employment, one amount business, I can't go to school, I can't go to the now if you have business, it's 6 hours, but we are coming here to say, even if you were employed, what have you learned? I always feel employment is one of the cheat codes of life. You know a cheat code? You can go and learn how systems run on the risk of another man. You can learn everything you need to know about that company and then leave and start your own. For free. They're actually paying you to even know how the systems run. But the first point is, everything you know, you did what? You had to learn. That's why some environments are not ideal for even raising children. You were running away from rent. You wanted cheaper rent. What you did not know is you were exposing your children to a facility of learning that was away from the schooling system. You thought they just learn at school. But most of the learning they were exposed to was happening where? Within the environment. It is learning. Everything you know, you had to learn. When people come to forums like this, all they want to find out about is money, for instance. If we came here and all we talked about is don't eat a lot of cooking oil, whatever, people would have thought, you're such a beans conferences. Why? It was a system that was implemented that made it think that way. My dear friend here mentioned that why don't we have kids who, when growing up, they say, I want to start my own business. It was taught. A child was not born thinking like that. So, I mentioned that if we can learn how to be jobless, we can also learn how to never be jobless. So, the theme of this conference is how to never be jobless, right? So, let's dive into it. Let's get into it. We'll learn the foundations, and then I'll give you a few pointers that may help. When it comes to the concept of success, you need to realize that success is personal. Success is personal. It is contextual. It has a lot to do with you as a person, where you're coming from, and where you're going. One of the biggest mistakes that have existed in this equation is the fact that, as far as success is concerned, a lot of people came and showed us what? The symbols of success. Not success itself. They showed us symbols of success. So when somebody is trying to sell you an idea or sell you something, they have to stand next to a car, a very expensive car. They have to go and find a very beautiful house and then do a live video from that beautiful house. You were seeing those things without knowing. You were learning what success was without your active participation. So what you were looking for were the symbols of success and not success itself. So you can have somebody who comes from the village, goes through very difficult circumstances, and the only thing this person can do is afford to rent a house and take their kids to school. As far as that person is concerned, they are not successful. Why? Because society played what would have been the symbols of success. To the extent that when somebody does not have a car, or they don't live in a big mansion, they feel they're not successful. I want you to leave this place knowing that success is the progressive realization of a worthy objective. That's what success is. It is not instant, it is not by magic, it is the progressive, meaning it takes time, realization of a worthy goal. So you may end up competing with people who are the very serious advantage in life, and you are discouraged because you are using the wrong yardstick to compare what success is. And because of that, you have people who can't do certain things. Why? How will people look at it? What will people say? It does not fall within the brackets of what success was designed to be. I always joke with my friends and tell them that it is not possible to be jobless. And I always say this jokingly because I always tell them that even looking for a job is a job in itself. Since it is a job looking for a job. In itself, it is a job. So we'll begin. Number one, Mr. Moore actually touched on this one. The first skill that you should have to never be jobless in your life is in your ability to sell. So in business, your ability to sell is the most important skill you can ever have. Because if you cannot sell, there's no business. I'm an economist by profession. We say the sole aim of a business is profit maximization. Whether it is a business, it is an NGO, the aim is profit maximization, to make profit. What is the formula for profit? Revenue minus cost, right? So, what is the formula for revenue? It is price times quantity. So, if I produce 30 of these, or 100 of these, I can determine what the price of this is. I can say, okay, I'll sell these things for 5,000 kwacha, or 3,000 kwacha. Price times quantity. So, if the quantity is zero, the revenue is zero, and there's no profit. That's why anywhere you go, be it business or whatever, they will tell you that if you cannot sell, you have no business being in business. Selling is the most important skill any person should have. This has nothing to do with whether you're employed or you're not employed. Just today somebody was asking me that, okay, I want to apply for a job. What should I write in my application? I told them, the biggest mistake people make in these applications is you start talking about yourself. I'm a Zambian man, age 31, NRC number, I come from what, I went to study what. Why are you talking about yourself? That company that you want to go and get a job in, what is their core purpose? To make profit. And they make that profit by doing what? By solving problems. The best thing you can do is, after saying your name and your NRC, is to explain how you can help that company solve problems and do what? And make profit. I mentioned that everything we know, we had to do what? We had to learn. Do you know that people sell every day? Some don't even know. Okay, if a guy likes a girl and he wears particular clothes to go and meet her, what does he do? He's selling himself. Sales is the game of life. Your ability to sell. your ability to sell. Now, here is where the problem is. At the heart of capitalism is self-interest. And this is the reason a lot of people don't make money. Because what they are concerned about is just how to make money. They are not concerned about the product, they are not concerned about the people they serve, they just want to do what? Make money. So in capitalism, when a butcher man opens a butcher, he doesn't care about you, that you should have beef stew for dinner. No. What does he want? Money. When you go and buy T-bone, you're not concerned about the butcher's children. What do you want? Money. T-bone, that's all. But let me tell you a secret. The easiest way you can ever sell a product, a service, or yourself is when you have genuine interest in solving the problems of people. It makes your sales game very easy. Because in sales, you do not communicate price. You communicate value. That's what you do in sales. Let me tell you something. Those are odd ways of doing business. Business, no, buying kawazi, but didn't know cheap America. No. Did you know that there are people who don't buy cheap things? Yes. There is a price for everything. You won't find somebody who goes to a showroom where there's a Ford Ranger and starts explaining, no, but Toyota no cheap. No, that's not for you. But what most people do is they communicate price. Even if a client called you and asked you, how much does this cost? Before you tell them the price, explain to them what that thing can do. What is the value? Because we mentioned that business is what? The ability to solve a problem, right? At the heart of solving a problem, that's where business is. So, what is the consumer doing? If the business is solving a problem, the consumer is doing what? What is the consumer doing? This one is solving a problem. So the one who's paying to have the problem solved is doing what? They are trying to buy themselves out of what? A problem. Because if you are hungry, you go to a restaurant, right? The restaurant will solve what? A hunger problem. You are paying to come out of what problem? A hunger problem. So now you see why ngativoku desinapange sense vantu vamatandao or wapereka share tulikeya taking it. Why vamatiambuka? You understand why? Because the person who's giving you the money also needs the money, but they're exchanging the money with a service or a product. So they're trying to buy themselves out of that problem, and you are prolonging the problem by not giving them what they want. If you are ever going to win at this game of sales, have a genuine interest in solving the problems of people. If you needed 20,000 kwacha, where is it going to come from? Did you know that when you need money, the Bank of Zambia doesn't print money? Have you ever thought of that? Have you ever thought of that? We in a pressure of 5p. The Bank of Zambia is not there to print money for you. To say this person is in their need of money, let's print a 5,000 and give them. No. It is the reason I tell people I don't believe if people say I am looking for money, because there's no money missing. Why am I making this point? The money that you need is in the hands of another person. That is where your money is. But people are trying to make money without being concerned with the person who actually needs the money. That's why you see in banks, they're what they call relationship managers for premium clients. They'll even have a lounge, they'll even have what, they sit them there, there's aircon, there's what. It is a game of sales. There is no company on earth that can do without a person who can sell. What is the whole process of an interview? It is for you to sell yourself. Selling has nothing to do with the business. No. Even when they call you, for your interview, and you start telling them things that you can't even do. No, I can work under little supervision, I can work long hours, you are selling yourself. If you are 20 of you applying for that same job, you are all selling yourselves. So, if you are employed, know that you are in that institution to sell yourself, the company's products, and the company's services. Can we go a step further? Let's go a step further. One of the blessings that technology has given us is the ability to serve a lot of people from any location of the world. So, in the traditional sales game, we call it one-to-one. So, I'm here, I can sell a product to this one. If I need to sell to that one, I need to leave this one and go to that particular person. I leave this one, I go to that particular person. But then I am limited in nature because of that. Some of them can sell one to many. One person selling to different individuals. But the highest form of your ability to sell is in your ability to recreate yourself. So that as you sell to many, you've recreated another person who can do exactly what you can do and producing the same results. So if there is no sales, there's no business. If there's no sales, there's no employment. Sales is the lifeline of any business. Learn that skill. That's why I started the foundation, that everything that you know, you had to learn. Whatever you know, you had to learn. Meaning, whatever you don't know, you can learn. This summit will not fix all your problems, but it will put you on a roadmap to go and investigate on those areas that may be weaknesses for you and build on them. Your ability to sell. So you can be employed, you can look at a particular business and say, okay, this guy sells this particular product, and you go, draft up a proposal, draft up a profile, and go to them, and actually tell them, listen, I have studied your business, I have looked at your products and the services that you sell. I believe if we targeted this market, we can be able to sell these goods here and make money. You would have created your own job. I was telling someone the other day that you have 5,000 friends on Facebook. How is that even possible? How can it be possible that one person can have 5,000 friends? 5,000. And at the same time, complain that they don't have money. All those 5,000 people have needs, they have wants, they have desires, and they are your friends. Because boiled down, you can either sell a product, a service, or yourself. Only three things that you can sell: a product, a service, or yourself. If you have no product or a service, at least learn how to sell yourself. Package yourself. Don't look like your problems. You know? People should not be worried that we went to pass and drama, signed up with over. You know? You can sell yourself. You can sell a product, or you can sell a service. Secondly, on how to never be jobless. Start small, but think big. Be willing to start small, but always think big. One of the saddest things that I experience talking to people about their lives or their businesses are these phrases. What do you do? Apa, ulibebe nchita, ni mamanga chesis. What do you do? Apa ulibebe nchita, ni mamanga discussion about it. People have decided to start small and still think small. Why? Because we were so alive that for you to start a business, it has to be big. You have to have nice offices with a big chair, you have to have a desk, you have to have employees. And this is the reason why, if you read your statistics, 9 out of 10 businesses fail within the first 5 years. And of those that survive, 90% of those fail in the 5 years to come. Why? People tend to incur a lot of costs before they even make their first sale. So they decorate a lot of things before they even go into business. Now they're paying business ladies, now they're paying council fees, now they're paying workers, now they're buying lunch, paying electricity, paying water, and the business hasn't started. Why? They're scared to start small. In this life, you will never do anything meaningful if you're always worried about what people will say. Because the problem is, even when you don't do anything, people still talk. Aina manja mendo mutu such that really wants. Ukamwachita something, wanani machichitira, wanzaki wa machitako so, everywhere ashita so. People always talk. And I always tell people, those who matter don't mind. Those who mind don't matter. No serious person can find you trying to start a business, even if you're struggling, and they laugh at you. Because they've been through that road, and they know it. But those people who are scared of what might become of you in the next few years are the ones who come out and discourage you. So they laugh at you, and you get discouraged. Someone can come and say, a booth is a type of a financial market. It is a type of a bank. Why did you limit it? You, the owner, the one who's supposed to run the business, why did you limit it to a booth? Because we've been trained to think those aren't businesses. When we're teaching people strategy, we tell them, it doesn't really matter what you do. It matters how you do it. No, you can be selling vegetables, but you have a WhatsApp group for vegetables. People order their vegetables on WhatsApp, then you deliver. It doesn't matter what you do. Even the Indians that we praise, Indians are good at business, Indians do this. What complicated thing do Indians do that you know? What complicated thing do they do? You have to start from where you are. You have to look at the resources that are there. In chess, we say, play the position that the situation demands. But as you start small, don't think small. If you are running, you can deliver. Imagine you are running ShopRite. The seriousness that you would attach to that institution, attach it to your business. It is okay to start small, but it is dangerous to think small. I was telling people yesterday at the Pastor's Wife's Fellowship that when somebody dreams that they made a lot of money, no. But when the same person dreams that they want to be cute, they call their pastor. They will call their pastor. Why? We've been taught to focus more on the negative side of imagination than on the positive side of imagination. When I saw all those people applying for that census thing in the stadium, and you had thousands of people, all of them were paying about 6 kwacha, I then realized that it is not an issue of resources. We do not lack resources. We do not lack resources. But the very people in that stadium can't go and say, we'll start farming cabbages when their friends are working in banks. It is a wicked narrative that society has set in motion, and we've all subscribed to it. Start small, but never think small. Your thinking should not be limited to the size of your business. The people who truly live life are those who can travel into the future, see the demands of the future, and come back and live life from the future. We need to move away from this idea, this paradigm, where we feel everything must be big, everything must be complex. No. You don't need to invent a new business. No. You don't. Airtel money, MTN money, where did that come from? If you follow business trends very well, Airtel money, MTN money, Zamtel money, where did those come from? Does anyone know?
Yes.
It is okay if you decide to come up with something new, but it is not a must that you should always come up with something new. If you follow the transition, you will see that before Airtel money, we had Zone, right? Before Zone, we had what? We had Swift Cash. Okay? And what Swift Cash would do is, when you receive money, you had to go and collect the money. In economics, for example, if you're going to collect 500 kwacha, and you get on a taxi 30 kwacha to collect the 500, it is not a 500 you collected. You collected how much? 470. In economics, we call those real terms. Accountants will tell you collected 500. Us will say you collected what? 470. That was a weakness that that company had. So, when Zoona came, the only smart thing that Zoona did was create accessibility. That's all. It said, oh, people have to go to withdraw money. Let's just create booths. So that if you walk out of your yard, you can find the booth that's there, and you collect money from there. But what was their weakness as well? Their charges were too high. When Airtel and MTN came, they said, oh, as we have the numbers, we have a lot